Hey everyone, I'll be right there. Okay, I think I'm all set up and ready to go. I checked out added it to my Chromebook so I can see if I'm actually in frame, and I think I'm good. So anyway, I'm going to do a page topper tonight using the prompts for today, tomorrow, and the 6th of April. So from the April 4th to April 6th, the prompt today is black and white, tomorrow is book page, and Saturday is Brad. So I'm going to combine all three of them together and make a page topper. So I have all my little bits and bobs, and hopefully I have everything within reach. If not, then we might have some downtime in the video. Feel free to jump on and let me know you're here. So I have black and white, obviously. I've got little bits and whatever. I have this paper is like a velvet texture paper. It's really kind of cool. I don't even know where it came from, so I'm going to try and incorporate that. I have my tags, and I have a book page. This is actually a page from a calligraphy book that I had found at one of our thrift stores. So it's white with black text on it, so I'm going to use this to make a page flip, page topper, whatever you want to call it. So we'll just jump right in and get started. So I've got my little bits and bobs and whatever else around me. And nobody is allowed to laugh at me tonight when I try to work with my brads. Because the brads that I had that were black are tiny, 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 minuscule little tiny. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they are super, super, super tiny. So that should be interesting trying to get them into a page. So I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to start. This is going to be, I'm going to fold my page in half to start with. This might actually be a little bit too big, and it might end up being something completely different than what I had originally thought. Anyway, we're going to go with what we've got. So I think this will actually fit into a normal size journal. Let's see what the size of this page is. I don't even know. So yeah, it'll fit if I do this way. So I'm going to leave it this way, and then I will do a pocket on the inside of one side, and then I will do a pocket on the outside of the other one. I might change these as I go. So there is my piece. This could either be put on a page in your journal like this, so that you would flip out. So it'd flip out on one side, and then could be a pocket or whatever on the other side. Or it could actually be sewn into the middle of a signature. The calligraphy font is really, really cool. I'll grab the book and show you the book. Like I said, I found it at one of our secondhand thrift stores. It was like $4, and we buy 4 books, get 1 free. And it is literally just all pages of different forms of calligraphy. I thought that they would make some pretty awesome ephemera, pictures or pages in a book, whatever, but it was just really kind of cool. So I've chosen this page to work with today. So I have no plan. I am just going to kind of go with it and see how far I get, what I end up making to go with it. Because I love the font on these pages so much, I may just not use a whole lot of embellishments on the page itself, and maybe just stuff the pockets and make ephemera to stuff the pockets with. But I'm going to just jump in and get started. So I'm going to glue my little flap shut to start with. So I'm going to start with the pocket. I think I'm going to do this one as just the normal tuck on the inside. And the other one I might just do as, this one will be an actual pocket. And the other one might just be a side tuck. I might just fold down. Oh, take my good paper out from underneath it and don't use that to wind up with glue everywhere. Get my glue off. Because you all know how that works. We end up with glue everywhere when we're working. So this one's an actual pocket. So there's my front, the pocket on the inside, and this one I think I'm going to actually fold it down and not glue the top part down. I might actually just leave this as a neck. No, I'm going to glue the bottom. Glue the bottom. Just ignore me and just kind of follow along if you want. Feel free to laugh. I mean, we all kind of have our moments when it comes to doing silly things, and I'm still relatively new to doing live videos, so it's still a little bit nerve-wracking. So I'm just going to crease all my edges. I'm going to leave this as open. I actually will probably put a brad in it to hold this one shut. So yeah, like I said, as I'm working through these ones, again, my brads are super tiny, so we're going to see what happens with them. And if I get really frustrated with them, then I will just go find some bigger brads. So we'll do the brads after. So there, I think this one actually will probably be a page topper that'll go on the side of, take the glue off this page because I'm going to need it for my ephemera. Will actually just go into a journal on the side of a page like this. So it would be your page like that. And you can use paper clip to put it on. I probably will make a black and white paper clip to hold it. So I'm going to start with the front part of it and see with all my little bits and bobs where we're going to, how we're going to decorate this. I'm going to start by I'm using black set to ink my edges and stuff. So I'm going to start with that. There we go. And by all means, if you find that I talk too fast, because I am, I guess, famous for talking too fast, leave me a comment so I know to slow down next time. And like I said, I'm still relatively new to doing them, so a little bit nervous. But I don't know if that'll ever go away. It's the same as some of the other stuff that we do. It doesn't matter how long we've been doing it. Some of it's still pretty nerve-wracking. I probably should have done this before I glued them shut, but okay, it is what it is. That looks better already. And then I will do the inside. And I'm sure this is probably the most boring part of watching anybody make something is the inking. But like I said, I pulled everything out for it, dumped a bunch of stuff together, and did not have an actual full-on plan as to what I was going to wind up having at the end. So you're going to watch my little bit of a crazy creative process as we go. And I'm combining myself to what is literally on my desk. I'm not taking anything else out, and I'm not adding any more to it. So we're going to work with what we've got. So there we all are. There we are, all inked. I got some lace. I don't remember where I ordered these from a while ago, but they're absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to probably use that. I have some lace from a sleeve from a wedding dress that I bought at a thrift shop for like $5. The wedding dress was in pretty rough shape, but the lace was tons of it. And so here we go. We've got lace, and we've got regular old lace and some flowery stuff. So we're just going to kind of go with it and see where we go. I've never actually worked with black and white before like this, so this is something that is new for me as well. So I might leave the front maybe just a little bit plainer, because I really like the way that looks, and it can be journaled on just the way it is. So maybe for the front, I will just add a tab and then use a bulb pin to attach, and put an eyelet in it, and use a bulb pin to attach all my prompts that are in this specific one. So I'll ink this. And we're still battling the remnants of another cold at my house, so if I disappear for a second and start coughing, don't worry about me. I'm all good. I just need to take a drink. And I'll grab an eyelet to set in this. I should have this. I don't know if this one will fit. I definitely won't be using my crocodile for punching the hole for these brads. I will use a pin because they are just so tiny. And this will fit, so I'm going to put this, pop this in. And I've got a little guy coming to say hi. Hi. He's just getting himself ready for bed.
Hi.
So there's my eyelet. I have black bulb pins, so this will work perfect for it. And then I'm going to glue my little tab on my page. Oh, we're really tight. It's going to be kind of difficult to get it on, but at least I know it's not going to go anywhere. Oh, and the eyelet prevents it from going completely on, but that's okay. So there's my little tab. I'm going to grab a bulb pin. I mean, I technically could add the next day for the prompt, because the next prompt for this one, after these ones, is a bulb pin, but I don't want to do 4 in the same one. So I'll do something else for. So I'm going to attach these together. Cut the ends off first. I may end up coming back and printing these in black and white or grayscale instead of having the brown on them, but we'll see. Trim my tags down, and then I'll glue them together, and then I will punch a little hole in them to put the bulb pin through, and there'll be a little dangle off the side of the page. Welcome to all the new people, new women that have new journalers that have joined our group. It's great to have so much activity and so many new people on it. Really looking forward to the fairy swap and completing it and getting mine out in the mail, and hopefully my swap partner will like, or the person that I'm sending mine to will like what I've created for her, and I'm super excited and pumped to see who my fairy is and get my little package. It'll be awesome. So I'm just going to glue these together and make little tiny tags to go on the pen. And then I'll ink them all in black when I'm done, in the black slip. Yeah. So my glue is a little too quick grab on that one. I think it's because the paper is just so fine. Then it's just regular copy paper that these were printed on. So there's all my little tags. I'm going to put these aside and let them dry before I do anything else with them, because they're a little flimsy because they're wet. So we're going to leave that for now. So these are just going to hang off of my tab. And I may just make a little cluster to kind of go across the bottom of this to counteract the eyelid at the top. So like I said, I'm just winging it with this one and going with wherever it looks like it's supposed to be is where it's going to wind up. It's just fabric tack to attach the ribbon, and the glue that's in my little tube is Barely Arts. I couldn't order the art glitter glue when I first came back to being creative again, as it was the winter time, and they didn't at that time ship in the winter because the glue would freeze. So I ended up with Barely Arts, and I absolutely adore it. There's some little tags. I think I'm just going to, actually, if I use this one, it's kind of the same coloring as what's on the tag. So I think I'm just going to use this one. And I might find a little black word somewhere along the way once I go through some other stuff and find some words and just do something else, but I might not. I might just leave it as is. So there's the front part. I'm going to say that once these are on, I'm going to say that this is complete, but I actually kind of think it looks pretty cool the way it is. So we will move these. I'm not going to add anything to this part. I'm just going to make something to put into the pocket. And I need to figure out how wide I am. And lost my ruler. Of course I did. Oh, found it. I'm sure we all have places that things go to hide in our desks and we can never find them again. So I'm going to make a tall journal card to go in this little pocket. So I'm going to use this as my base. I'm going to take some off the top to make it fit that way. And who knows, this actually might just wind up in my fairy swap package to go to who I'm sending to. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my base, and I'm just going to punch all my corners around them. And I will have to add some white to the back of the journaling card so that it actually can be journaled on, unless somebody has a gel pen or whatever. A gel pen would work on the black paper. So there I go with that. I'm going to use a little piece of this. I don't even know where this came from, but I have a few pieces of it. It almost feels like wallpaper, but it's not wallpaper. I don't know how well it's going to tear, but we're going to see how... Oh, it tears like a dream. Maybe not. Oh, no, we're good. And I'm just going to kind of go down the side. I might add this piece into it and go under. I don't think I like that one. So I'm going to use that. Yeah, this is going to go on the back. This is going to go on this part over here. And it'll be in addition to the little pocket. So I'm going to use this part, just like that. Ink the edges of this. Inking is optional, you don't have to, but I tend to like the look of it, so I ink just about everything. I just find it ties it in a little bit better. And I could tear this so that it's all torn, but meh. So add this on here. And I mean, this is my creative process. It's just kind of, if I like it, it goes. If I don't like it, I find something else or use it in a different way. There's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason or planning in what I make. I just kind of throw everything together, and as it goes, it ends up being something that in the end I really, really like the way it's turned out. Add that. I don't want to make these super, super bumpy because it'll be even harder to write on. And that's not a big enough scrap of white. So I need something, find something that's a little bit lighter. Oh, this will work. This is part of a bag from a bag of sugar. I mean, we are junk journals, so we do use a lot of junk in our books. Some of us use a lot more junk than others, but I tend to reuse a lot of packaging and that kind of stuff just to make my backings for tags and all that kind of stuff. So this is going to go on the back for a writing space. This I might make into, no, I don't think I'm going to make it into a tag. So we're going to go with that. And then I'm going to use some more white and add this with, nope, that one doesn't fit. So we're going to use the phone. Actually, I'm going to do this on white paper completely instead of what I was going to do. And I'm going to use the little frame. So I need a piece that's kind of big enough for this. Oh, that didn't tear very well. And I like the look of the crumpled and ratty looking, the vintagey kind of a look mixed with the brighter new stuff sometimes. I don't tend to work with a lot of bright, but I do like the crisp mix of the black and the white. I've not, like I said, I've not worked with black and white before, so this is kind of new, and I like the way it looks. This might even be a little bit too big still. I found these on Temu or Shein, I think, the little frames. They came in a bunch of different colors, and they're just really, really pretty to work with. So we're going to use it and make a little collage to go on top of that. If anybody has a better way of gluing little tiny things onto something, let me know, because I tend to make a big mess and have glue everywhere.
Just in case anyone finds their house is being raided right
It's so fine and I don't want glue on everything. I'm just going to pick it up with my tweezers. Maybe. There we go. Get it off. Stick it down. I did post, I think it was earlier today, to prompts 1, 2, and 3 that are in my book. Hoping, I don't know if this page will actually fit in my book. This is what I'm using for April's prompts. It was an old traveler's journal. So there's my bead dangle. I don't have a lot of beads, but I did have some beads that were on a bracelet that I had taken apart. So there's April 3rd, that was beads. And then I have my advertisements. These are actually taken from a Canadian book of history book that has reproduction ads and all kinds of stuff in it. So I just tore that book apart and used some of that stuff. So there's a big journaling spot in it, and a little tag that you can journal on. And then the next one was animals, and so I have Beatrix Potter, my absolute favorite author. Favorite story was Peter Rabbit to begin with, so this was just a perfect thing. So I've got a journal on whatever. You can see hidden journaling behind the tag, and then a big journaling spot to go with that. So I don't know if this is actually going to fit in this journal. If it doesn't, then it will be a standalone somewhere else. But let's just see. And I am completely okay if it hangs over the top. And it fits perfect, so it'll just go on my page like that, and there'll be another, or I might attach it this way, we'll have to see. So this is what I'm using. I will decorate the cover with prompts as I go through the whole month. And yeah, I have a January one that started, not finished yet, but we'll get there. When it comes to being creative, we're never behind. We always think we're first, eh? So I'm going to use these labels. When I cut them with my Cricut, didn't cut right, and I have to cut all the edges off of them because they're all offset. And my Cricut has been sold, and I bought a Brother Scan and Cut, and I love it for cutting out the fussy cuts and stuff that we never want to do. And I'm just going to tuck the little tag down at the bottom. Just like that. And I'm going to call this one down after I glue the other piece on the back for the writing space. I'm in Canada, so I'm not sure what your sugar comes in the States, but ours comes in a paper bag. And the paper is pretty thick. And it's coated, but it's definitely an easy paper to write on. And I use my sugar bags and stuff like that all the time. Tear them apart too. And they also take tea stain and other tea, coffee dyes, and any other kind of inking, whatever that you want to do on them. They take it really, really well. So there's my little spot for that. I'm going to glue this on as a little pocket on the tag, just in case I wanted to add something else to it after. And if not, I can just glue the rest of it in. And I don't know that I'll have enough room in this pocket to make it a tag on the top. So this one might just stay the way it is. So there is that journal spot done, and I will glue this on the back. I'm going to use my glue stick for that. Just so it's a little bit of a smoother writing space. And I'm okay if it's not completely glued down and it's all bumpy and whatever, that's good. But just a little bit of smoothness to write on. It's not a bad idea. So there is the tag for that little pocket. I think it's kind of cute. But my glue isn't sticking. There we go. So that just slides in there. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to put anything on here, but actually I might. I might end up using a piece of the lace just to... I don't know. I'm not sure. It's too much on that one's too much. Don't like that either. Maybe because this is just so plain looking, then maybe I just need to add a little bit of something. See? Yeah, I like that. So we're gonna chop it off and use it. Oh, sorry. Stick you right on there. Ooh, that's pretty. So there is the cover, my little tag that my prompts will go on, the little journaling spot. And again, I really like the way that looks, so I'm not going to do anything on it. I might just turn you inside out, though, and ink this part, depending on where it's going to wind up. You might see it, you might not. So there's that half. And now just the back to do. And like I said, I think I'm going to put this on here because it's just so pretty. Just like that. And then I'll do I don't know what I'm going to make. Maybe I'll make a taller tag to put in the pocket. This one I'm not going to put as much fabric tack on it because I don't want it to show through. But I want it to stay stuck. Unstick that piece because the fabric tack went right through it. So there's that part on. What are we going to use for this tag? So these are the bits and pieces that I have left. So let's see, I'm going to actually use my brad to stick this part down. Oh, and it doesn't fit, so super, super tiny brad. So we're just going to put a super, super tiny hole. And like I said, when it comes to working with these brads that are this small, nobody's allowed to laugh at me when I drop it 1,000 times. And wow, first time ever using one this tiny that I didn't drop it and have to go searching for it. So there's a tiny little brad there. And then I'm just going to put, I think I'm just going to put 3 of them down the side here. Just to add a little bit more interest to that pocket because it is pretty plain looking. So we'll go one in the middle. And then one. And there. One. And don't tear the page away. Try to open the backs on these. And I'll come back in after and add a little piece of tape to the back so that they don't get caught when I'm putting something in and out of the pocket. And now I remember why these brads have sat in my box for as long as they have. They're extremely hard to work with. And I probably should have done this before I closed the pocket. Would have made it a little bit easier to do. But that's okay. Live and learn, right? Let's see. Oh, my computer's being ridiculous. And I just lost one. Oh, I can't get the comments open, and I found it. That wasn't a search and a half. It landed right at my feet. But I'll be right back. I don't think I can pause the live video, so I'll be right back. Other people are watching it right now. Other people are watching it. Okay. I'm back. So I'll try and get this last one in. And I'll come back off camera after and put a little tiny piece of tape on the back, just so that they don't catch when I'm putting stuff inside. But there's what the little brads look like on it. Where did I go? I don't think my camera moved, but oh, maybe I was just out of it. So there's the little tiny brads on it. Just a little bit more interest that's on the page. Okay, now back to this part. I'm going to leave this part as is with the little brad there, and then I'm going to make probably a tall skinny tag to put in it. It doesn't have to be the full width of the pocket. And it's okay if it's a little bit taller than the page. So there's my tag. I'm going to use, not my notch punch. There it is. I saw this thing on, this is a combination of a few things that I have seen in different videos and stuff that people are using. It's just a piece of thick card from a framing mat that I've got the corner for a tag on it, and I have the little notch in it to use to set a brad if you want to make the policy closure envelopes with it. So I'm just going to get her lined up. Cut my edges off. I use something to cut my tag corners because I never ever get them straight and never get them in the right spot. So there we go. And now I have my little tag. Well, not so little, it's a long one. It'll slide right in, and I'm going to leave it so that it's hanging out the top. And again, it will have some white on the back. Actually, this one I might just leave for a gel pen. And just make sure that when if this goes into a journal that gets gifted to somebody or that gets sold, that I end up using, making sure that there's a gel pen with it to write on it. So there's my little tag. Now we've got these last little bits that we can figure out what we're going to do with it. You don't have enough of the paper bag or the sugar bag left to use, so we need to go find something else that is the right color. It's almost the same color as the paper. I'm actually going to use this tag on it. This came on a set of pillows that I bought today. The tag is really kind of cool. It almost feels like it's a velvet texture on the tag, on the front of it. It says me chateau, so it's my house. So I'm going to use that, and I'll use with this. Here we go. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a cluster like Corey does in... I can't think of what her YouTube channel is right now. She makes a lot with scraps, though. So I'm going to kind of do like this with a label on it, and then maybe a piece of ribbon down the middle of it. I'll probably use the rest of this just to use it up and get it off my desk. It's going to go there, that, and that piece. Maybe a little label underneath it. And then when I put, actually I'm going to put a writing space on the back, and I'm going to use the black flowers that I have on the back of this tag. I think I like that, so I will probably put a little piece of ribbon inside this. Just like that. So I'm going to glue this piece down. You go there. Put this under that tag. So I think it was about there. Oh, glue on my finger. Stick this one on top. I hope the glue sticks to this. I'm not sure if it will or not. I guess we'll find out. Go just like that. I love the feel of that. It's really cool. It's velvety but kind of rubbery. I don't even know. It's weird, but it feels really nice underneath your fingers. And this, I think, is a little bit big, so I'm just going to cut it in half again, and we'll go back into my scrap bin, and I will put a little tiny bit of lace there. I think that's kind of elegant looking. What do you think? I think it's kind of cute. And I think I even have white brad, so I might put a white brad at the top of this one. Or not brad, white eyelet at the top of this one, and put black ribbon through the white brad, white eyelet. Center there. And I'm going to use a, well, the print on this is gold. The writing on that is gold, so I'm going to use a gold brad for this. Shiny gold, or I'm going to go with the shiny gold. These brads are, I don't know what kind of brad they are. They roll really well at the back, but they're really hard to close. And I might use this as, if it'll fit through the brad, I'll use this as the tie. Go through. It's too thick, so I will have to, well, if it doesn't work well, I might use it together, right? might even add a piece of white to it after. See how it looks. That worked. Might shorten that. And then I will add this to the back just to make some more writing space on it. And we will call this one done as well. Ink this one though. And ink the edges, put the flower on it, and glue it on. This is a washi sticker, so try and get it off the backing. Anybody has a trick for getting these things off the backing, please let me know. Because they're not the easiest things to get off. And it goes that way. Ooh. I might actually take this one and cut it out. Anyway, so there is the tall tag to go inside that one. So finish these off. These are done. These are dry now. I'm going to do the ink pretty heavy on the sides of these because there's still lots of white paper showing. So how many of you all are doing the prompts? And if you're new and you don't know what the prompts are, just look for April prompts do a search for April prompts, ask a question, and one of us will answer you and you're directed to where the prompt list is printed out. And good to go. And I believe that there is going to be a little giveaway for whoever completes all the days. I'm not exactly sure how that one will work, so we'll have to, that one I'll post about it in a bit. So there's my 3. Try not to get black ink all over my shirt. So I'm going to go Brad's. So 4, 5, black and white book page and Brad's. So the black and white, obviously. The book page is the base itself. It was a calligraphy page. And then I've got my little tiny Brads that are embellishments on the pages. I will put these together, punch a hole in them. This doesn't need to be a super big hole because it's only going to be a bolt pin. You out of my way. You in here. And there you have it. There's the prompts and the page. So I think this is going to go right into here so I don't lose it. And like I said, I'll probably make a paper clip to go with it. I might even have some black paper clips that I can use to attach it to my page. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do it. Oh, and get inside. If these go inside, I might actually be able to close the book. Get it right in. There we go. So it'll go right in the side. And then when I open to this page, it'll just come off and I can write in it, do whatever I'd like to do with it. So let me know what y'all thought. So again, there's the front. And the inside with the big journaling spot. And then the back page with the big tag. Let me know what you think. Have a great night, guys. Bye for now.